This story begins on a farm in Tyler Hill, Pennsylvania. In the spring, when daffodils bloom and new life springs from the still cold ground.
Is that all right?
Eric Karpeles and Mike Sell have lost many friends to AIDS, and death keeps calling.
Yeah, I can haul it out and put it back.
The epidemic that has claimed so many lives for so long has left many scars, and the spirit struggles not to be defeated.
It's terrifying to think of how it's affected me. The people that I've loved, who I've lost, the most dominant way that that's affected me is with a sense of fear. For many years living with the idea of the possibility of death.
As a painter, Eric Karpeles decided to create a place for the spirit to heal.
The impetus to paint this comes from a sense of trying to fill a void. I feel that there's nowhere for people who are dealing with the emotional issues of loss and mourning and carrying on, have a place to turn for that, because the institutions that traditionally welcome people in times of suffering are not necessarily available to people who are afflicted with AIDS.
Out of death, the Sanctuary Project was born. A portable chapel filled with luminous color, lights and darks. A panoramic mirror of the soul.
The painting developed out of my strong feeling that art can be healing. It's a kind of spiritual healing to kind of rekindle a sense of hope out of some of the darker experiences of life. And I really love the way you move into that space. Mm-hmm. That's another thing, though. I think maybe...
The Sanctuary Project is making a pilgrimage across the country. Its first stop was at a conference for AIDS caregivers at Loyola University in Chicago, where those who have comforted the sick and dying come to replenish their own strength.
Look at the other colors here, and like the bright blue in their back, it's like, well, there's something good about that. When you look at that color, it makes you feel happy and uplifts you.
Dolores Ziobro of Utica, New York, wanted to take part of the Sanctuary Project home.
I have my own visual memory of what this room is, but I want to be able to take it back and perhaps share it with some others who have things that they're dealing with.
Words are inadequate in the face of death. In nursing those with AIDS, Dolores Ziobro has seen much of death.
As many people I've lost over the last 11 years, I look at the things we shared, the joys that we shared in our relationships, and that's what gets me through.
The feelings that I got when I came in the room, I kind of put it personal as far as my life. Starting at the back of the wall, I looked at it as a ray of hope. I looked at the light and looked at it as a good feeling. And using the darkness, it kind of went through like my life was going through a turmoil or through trials, and praying for hope and light again.
Marvelous Rogers helps minority women come to terms with AIDS in Orlando, Florida. One of her charges is Roberta Brewer. Roberta is 12 years old.
This is my favorite spot.
Why is that?
Because it have pretty colors. It's most of the colors that I like.
She gets teased in school and has had a hard time talking about what she is going through.
Tell me.
Okay. The reason why I'm here with the people,
Yeah, you can. Okay.
because I got HIV.
She has lost her mother, brother, and stepfather to AIDS.
It would be hard for me, I know, if I lost Roberta, because
One of the people who has helped Roberta is Cynthia Rollins.
she just become a part of my life, so it'll be something to deal with. Yeah. And in the picture, as far as the picture go, I look at it as life. This picture right here in the beginning, that's the beginning of life, and I feel like that's the end, because once you go through all the turmoil and stuff, then you always come back to that perfect beginning.
The word sanctuary conjures up in many of us different meanings.
The Sanctuary Project also found a home in a chapel at a Chicago residence for people with AIDS.
We remember the people that are no longer here. We remember those friends that we grew up with, who have walked through our lives and added so much talent and so much love to ours. And today we say goodbye.
Now, the Sanctuary Project is in Los Angeles, on an old sound stage that houses AIDS Project LA.
When I received my own diagnosis in '87, I went into a vast depression and all my creative processes just dried up.
Frank Wong is a writer and former dancer.
To see this exhibit today here really explains my own process of depression, of entering depression, knowing that my life would be foreshortened, and also coming out of depression.
I think people are seeking sanctuary. I don't think they know where to turn all the time. And what I've tried to do is give them a place to take their needs. And being within the embrace of those walls, it's a haven. It's a place where you can come to and let go.
Like soldiers on the front lines, for 15 years, the members of the AIDS community have watched their comrades fall, young and talented and terrifyingly like themselves. The Sanctuary Project provides a safe place to say goodbye, to grieve for what has been lost, and to find the strength to continue.